Mm. I think I finally found some stuff that YouTube ain't gonna hate on, perhaps. But we jamming today, man. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. You know what I'm saying? We got this house music on and we jamming. I'm feeling good. I'm jamming out to this, man. I've been having a good week thus far. I've been having a very good week thus far. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to take it back to the groove because I got this long 2-hour mix. You know what I'm saying? But let me bring it back to some funk real quick. Here we go. We're gonna bring it to some funk real quick. We got Christina in the building. Oh no, you didn't miss the show. You did not miss the show. We just getting the show started. And we about to jam, you know what I'm saying? We got this playing in the background, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my boy Mick got the robe. He got the robe, you know what I'm saying? It's Wednesday, man. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be on with Rayvana a little bit later. We're going to have a good discussion, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, and shout out to everybody who has joined the membership program. Because as you know, hold up 1 second. Hello. Can I call you back? I'm streaming. Of course. Okay. I love you too. Okay, we back. Now let's go ahead and jam out. You know what I'm saying? We doing what we got to do. We talking about Donald Trump today. Nikki Haley has pulled ahead of Ron DeSantis, which of course really doesn't matter in the scheme of things, but it's quite hilarious to see. Hey, Yeah. Y'all like that? All right, let's go ahead and take this hit. You know what I'm saying? We got some Skittles in the bomb. Listen to our jamming. This Skittles tastes like candy for real. Smoking on Skittles. I'm tripping. I need to get me right now. What I need to do is get me some water. You know what I'm saying? And then we gonna go ahead and get to it. But yes, I got the house mix. You feel me? I used to know where everything was on this, but right now, hold on. Let me go get my water real quick, and then we gonna get into today's stories. There's been a little bit of a fallout since Kevin McCarthy has been ousted from his his position as leader of the House. Let me get this water real quick. I'll be right back. It's this one. We got Mike Nice in the building. Hey, yeah, we jamming today, baby. You know what I'm saying? Man, music is just so fantastic, man. It's just an incredible part of the human experience, is it not? And you can enjoy all kinds of music, you know what I'm saying? If you don't enjoy some good house music, there's something wrong with your soul, man. I don't want to judge you too hard, you feel me? Because we all have our own taste. But if you can't get down to some good house music, you can't get down to nothing, man. Ooh. Yeah. All right, one more hit, and then we're gonna get into it. We're gonna start with Newt Gingrich and see what he has to say about this fallout. Yeah. Right, exactly. You don't like my music, they'd be like, these strange two-legged hairless creatures like to congregate together and listen to strange sounds and nice melodic tunes and wiggle their bodies in strange ways. That's exactly how they would do it. All right, now let's go ahead and see what's up with this. Let's get into today's news. You know, we started this off with a great jam, did we not? I mean, we always jam it, but we really jamming today. Now, apparently, some Republicans are really talking about getting Donald Trump in the position of House Speaker, which that's not going to happen for a variety of reasons. One of those reasons being Trump doesn't want the job, more than anything else. So let's just go ahead and start in a row. Oh, we got Claudius in the building. Hello, Claudius Draconis Maximus. Hello. We jamming today, baby. We got Aaron in the building. Yo, that was fun. That was a lot of fun, was it not? All right, now let's see. We got Shondi. Hello, hello. Oh, we got everybody in the building. Oh man. Man, I was just jamming so hard. I missed everybody's comments. My apologies for not saying hello, but we've been having a good time. You know, it's coming from a good place. Imagine Trump as speaker. All right, Sean Hannity says House Republicans have already started an effort to draft Donald Trump as speaker, which is ridiculous, but let's see.
And welcome to Hannity. History on Capitol Hill tonight. 8 Republican lawmakers joining all 208 House Democrats to remove Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker, the first time in our nation's history. And McCarthy will not seek the speakership again. Now, sources telling me at this hour some House Republicans have been in contact with and have started an effort to draft former President Donald Trump to be the next speaker. And I have been told that President Trump might be open to helping the Republican Party, at least in the short term, if necessary, if it's needed. Anyway, but here's former Speaker McCarthy earlier tonight. Let's take a look.
I believe I can continue to fight, maybe in a different manner. I will not run for Speaker again. I'll have the conference pick somebody else. I think today was a political decision by the Democrats. And I think the things they have done in the past hurt the institution. When they just started removing people from committee. And they just started doing the other things. And my fear is the institution fell today. Because you can't do the job if 8 people, you have 94% or 96% of your entire conference, but 8 people can partner with the whole other side. How do you govern? And for them to make a motion on me because I made a decision for the country that they agree.
Listen, I mean, this is, at the end of the day, I'm just one person. But like, bruh, the Republic, I don't have my fear of the Republican Party is diminishing. Not to say that they aren't dangerous, not to say that they aren't going to continue to do terrible things. But what I mean is I see a lot of room for hope and wins for people who are on common grounds with things like, I can't pay my mortgage. You know what I'm saying? I can't pay my rent. I want to send my kids to college, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. Getting common sense legislation passed through, I see a lot more opportunity for that. And the more that the Republican Party is just in disarray like it is, Donald Trump, one of the things I keep pointing out, yeah, it's possible that Donald Trump could win again, but it's like, it's not 2016. He's already lost. And it's more about it's less about the fact of people who would vote for him and more about him, who he is as a person. Donald Trump cannot help himself but to get in more trouble. He can't help it. And given the fact that he has 91 felony charges, he's in the middle of possibly losing basically everything that he has. And there's a whole year left, given that that's who he is and he's not going to change. He's just going to keep getting into more trouble. If any of those felony charges, if he gets convicted on any of them, like, come on, bro. Like, this dude, he's just we're watching him implode. And it's like the more that he says fuck you to the judge and fuck you to every Republican and fuck you to, it's like, okay, bro, you can have all these people, right? You know, and a lot of people don't be wanting to hear this. You feel me? Like what I'm saying right now. But I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just gives us more opportunity to come together, congregate, and win and make good shit happen. Because at the end of the day, Joe Biden's 80, Donald Trump is 77, Mitch McConnell freezing up in the middle of his speeches, don't know what the hell he doing. He can't even talk. Dianne Feinstein just passed away. This is going to keep on happening. So let's get good people in office, man. Let's not get too caught up in these idiots. These people are a fucking mess. So let's take advantage.
Agreed with, but they choose to do the other. That becomes a problem.
Now, this all went down after a motion to vacate was put forward by Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, citing trust issues because of a recent bipartisan resolution, a CR, to fund the government through mid-November, and a lack of action on a number of bills, appropriations bills. And Gaetz went forward with a move to oust Speaker McCarthy. Successful. Anyway, given the slim GOP majority, Gaetz needed only a handful of other Republicans to get it done. But now uncertainty reigns supreme on Capitol Hill. In truth, Gaetz, other Republicans, they did have legitimate complaints. Returning to regular.
Brother poured out some Henny. Got to pour out something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, again, that's going to keep happening. There's a lot of room for opportunity. And it's not even just, look, I mean, honestly, again, it's Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. Just a lot of room, opportunity to get people in office at every level of government.
Order, passing appropriations bills, single issue bills, balanced budget amendment, term limits, all promised fair criticism. But many of those measures could have been dealt with, especially in the future, especially issues that would never have become law at this time. Really came down to the fiscal issues in play here, the appropriations process, for example. But the question is this.
Journey, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Well, good afternoon. Where we at now? Did I say your name correctly today, Sojourney? Or is it Sojourney? I think it's Sojourney. But no, I want to make sure that I get that right because I don't want to disrespect anybody. But thank you for joining us, everybody. Oh, we got Fritza, Queen Fritza in the building. Hello, welcome, welcome.
And every conservative, every Republican needs to be asking this tonight. Was this the best strategic and tactical approach at this moment? Now, there were very, very viable alternatives, plans put together by Freedom Caucus members, people like Congressman Chip Roy, who will join us tonight, and Byron Donalds and Scott Perry. For example, one plan cut.
Sojourney, okay. I guarantee you that I will have it right every time from now on, Sojourney.
Well, from them cut spending by a whopping 8%. And also had historic border security measures attached, but was opposed by Gaetz and a few other Republicans, and that didn't go far. That left Chip Roy kind of speechless. That plan would have allowed more time needed for the appropriations bills to be passed, and the second option actually had a 30% cut in discretionary spending and included, by the way, the...
He said, eat a shit sandwich. He said, eat a shit sandwich, God damn it. But again, man, it's like, bro, man, we got to take advantage of these people being all over the place, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Like, if the election was held tomorrow or next month, that'd be a different story. But, man, this dude, again, is less about the base. It's less about the country and more about him. Donald, man, he's just a stupid old fool who's going to keep burying himself.
Republican Party's border bill, H.R. 2. That would have been a great alternative.
Sigourney. There we go. Sigourney. We got it. Nah, for real though. Thank you so much, and thank you for the patience. Because again, I don't mean to get that wrong.
That again would have also resulted in the full 12 appropriations bills having been voted on and hopefully passed. So today, the question we all have, was the nuclear option needed? Was it worth it? Well, I can tell you right now, I don't know. Time will certainly tell whether this
Now I got that playing in the background because of Vincent.
a good move or a bad move. But one reality will not change. Republicans have a minuscule majority, whoever the speaker is, and it is made up of disparate groups ranging from moderate left to Freedom Caucus conservative. Now, Gaetz says that he was ripping the Band-Aid off the status quo in the Washington swamp. But the House Oversight Committee Chairman Jim Jordan had a different take. Let's hear him.
On January 3rd, we said the 118th Congress is about three things: pass the bills that need passed, do the oversight work that needs to be done, and stop the inevitable omnibus that comes from the United States Senate right before the holidays. Kevin McCarthy has been rock solid on all three. We have passed the bills we told the American people we would pass. 87,000 IRS agents, that bill passed. Parents' Bill of Rights, that bill passed. Energy legislation passed. Border security, immigration enforcement legislation, the strongest bill ever to pass the Congress, passed earlier this year. We have done what we told them we were going to do.
All right, now keep in mind, Republicans hold a 9-vote majority in one-third of the federal government. Making up that very slim majority is a coalition of lawmakers. You got the Freedom Caucus, the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday group, the study group, along with moderate Republicans, many from districts that Biden won in 2020, 18 to be exact. Now, bringing that group together on anything is not an easy feat. But in the end, Republicans, let me warn you tonight, you will succeed or you will fail together. That is undeniable. Still, McCarthy accomplished a lot, including a serious investigation into Biden's bribery, money laundering allegations, which is
Twin Dragon, that's so good to hear. I'm glad that everything went well yesterday. And it's interesting how that goes, right? I mean, obviously, preparation is the most important thing, but you think things are going to be so crazy, and then it's just super normal, and you do fine. You know what I'm saying? That's the power of affirming yourself to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's important that you accomplish your goals, and they don't have to be huge ones, but little ones. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to continuously remind yourself that yes, I can. You know what I'm saying? So, but congratulations. I'm glad it went well.
is ongoing, an impeachment inquiry that is now picking up steam, an investigation into Biden's weaponized FBI and DOJ, multiple major pieces of legislation, including a border security bill that I just mentioned, a bill to stop Biden's plan to hire 80,000 new IRS agents, a bill to stop big government restrictions on gas stoves and other appliances, another bill to repeal the worst parts of the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. But now, without a speaker, all matters involving the House come to a grinding halt. The GOP's investigation.
And one of Donald Trump's, we gonna move on to something else. And one of Donald Trump's biggest issues as well is he doesn't really have anything to offer anybody else in high places anymore. And he keeps saying fuck you to everybody who's sitting in a high place of power, and he ain't really got no money to give nobody. And even if and when he does have money to give people, he doesn't do it because Donald Trump doesn't pay people. That's what he does. And he doesn't really have anything in terms of like strategy to offer people, assets to offer people. He's in the middle of losing everything. So like, it's just, it's just, I'm sorry, but I just don't see things going well for him ultimately. And again, it's not because 35% of the country is just dead set on him. It's because he can't stay out of trouble. That's what it is. It's not, to me, it's not more complicated than that. The more I study this man, the more it just seems like, oh, that's who he is. He's gonna keep fucking up. And I just don't see much reason to be like, oh no, he's gonna win. Like, Nah, you know, we got to do what we got to do. But like the man is his own worst enemy. I don't care who you are. That's always gonna bring you down.
96% of the Republicans voted for McCarthy. 4% voted against him. From my position as a longtime Republican activist, they're traitors. All 8 of them should, in fact, be primaried. They should all be driven out of public life. What they did was to go to the other team to cause total chaos. We ought to be focusing on Biden. We ought to be focusing on the economy. We ought to be focusing on the border. Instead, you're going to get a week or 10 days of the media focusing on Republican disarray. It's an astonishingly destructive behavior by a handful of egocentric people.
And see what I'm saying? That Newt Gingrich, like, you know, and you got to think about like a lot of the Republican Party's most loyal voting base are in the older age brackets. You know what I'm saying? So again, like, bro, the Republican Party looks horrible right now. They just do. They do. And you know, our system is screwed. Our system has so many problems. But like, bro, it's like you can't keep up with these people. It's like, oh my God. Like, I mean, Joe Biden is just gonna sit in the basement again. And it's lucky for him that he don't really got to do much else other than that, because it's Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really have a lot of boisterousness in him. You feel me? But it's like the Republican Party is just so busy burying themselves. Like like you can't even keep up with these people. But we got some good news. As we've discussed and as we know, you know what I'm saying? Mara. You know, I think that I don't know that, yeah, because you know, and not even just as of recently, as far as I can remember, Newt Gingrich has been kind of festering this spirit within the Republican establishment. I would say that would be a good way to put it. You know, Newt Gingrich in a lot of ways brought about the stick it to the libs. He really kind of fostered that culture within the modern day Republican Party. So yeah, that is a 100 million% accurate statement. Yes, indeed. But yes, as we've been discussing, more and more strikes will continue because they work and they're effective. And it's not even that they work and they're effective, it's they're needed. It's like, come on, like something's got to give. You feel me? You can't just, you know, I mean, in this country, there's a lot of opportunity here. Yeah, absolutely, compared to other places. However, you know, climbing the tax bracket, climbing the social ladder, you know, the opportunities that we do have don't particularly allow us to do that in ways that they once did. And that's why we have to look at the data. We have to look at the metadata, especially to see, you know, for instance, like the effectiveness of unions. Pretty much everybody I know that works for a union has, you know, more money than they need. And I don't say that in a bad way. I say that like they got enough money to pay their bills. They have enough money to put into savings. They live in a good life, and that was a lot more popular. You know what I'm saying? Or not popular, common would be a better way to say it. That was a lot more common when unions were stronger, when workers had stronger rights. Corporations didn't have as much unfettered ability to just corrupt the political system as they do now. Like, so it's not that complicated. So we're going to continue to see these things, and we need to see more of it because it works. Workers unite, workers stand up. The largest healthcare strike in U.S. history has begun. Oh no, I ain't doing that. Not today. Sorry, flagship, not today. Oh, is that what they doing? Okay, this what we finna do. Hold up. We gonna play a video and then I'm gonna bring this up because I could read this on my phone. I will play a video and then I'm gonna bring this up on another page in the meantime, just so y'all not sitting here, you know, like waiting on me and stuff. So give me a moment for this. And let's watch Chip Roy talking some shit real quick while I pull this up on another tab. Here we go. So this is Chip Roy basically daring Matt Gaetz to come to his office. Again, I'm about to pull up this strike information now on a different site. Because I ain't paying for that website, baby. I ain't paying for it.
Rudderless, and it seems as if we want to sell each other talking points that actually produce any form of substantive victory whatsoever. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I mean, you talked about a circle of your description, pleasure. I know what you're doing there. I would also argue that, some of our brothers and sisters, particularly in the, MAGA camp, I think, particularly enjoy the circular firing squad. You want to come at me and call me a rhino? You can kiss my ass. Look, I've spent a lifetime fighting for limited government conservatism. I have laid it all on the line. I've not seen my family but for 2 days in the last 30 days. You go around talking your big game and you thumping your chest on Twitter. Yeah, come to my office and come have a debate, mother. You know why? Because I'm standing up for this country every single day. And Steve, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to go to a nunnery. Because God damn it, there were people who were buried over in Normandy who deserve us to stand up for what they fought for. Come.
What's going on right now? Why is he turned up? Hold on, I'm getting the strike information up, but he is turned up right now. I'm sorry, I had to rewind it a few seconds because my man's is going ham.
My office to come have a debate, mother. You know why? Because I'm standing up for this country every single day. And Steve, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to go to a nunnery. Because God damn it, there were people who were buried over in Normandy who deserve us to stand up for what they fought for. So that's what I'm going to do. And all of you fuckers out there who are out there saying what you're saying out on social media, you stick it.
All of you fuckers out there. Yo, this is even better than I thought it was going to be. I ain't even mad that we had to wait a second to go to the strike information. This is even better than I thought. He said, all you fuckers out there. Hold up, let's go back.
I'm going to go down to the Normandy who deserve us to stand up for what they fought for. So that's what I'm going to do. And all of you fuckers out there who are out there saying what you're saying out on social media, you stick it. I'm going to go down to the floor and do my job, and I'm going to stand up for the people who fought for this country. And I'm going to do it the way I think is right for the people that I represent. That's what I think.
I ain't even mad at it. You know what I'm saying? He fighting for the cause. I am not mad at it whatsoever. I cannot hate on this man. I don't agree with much of anything that he puts forth politically, but I appreciate the fire. Like, listen, as I continue to join the political, I'm a fighter, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate other people who are fighters. Like, ooh, okay, let's go. I like it.
I think that sums up the way a lot of people think, brother. I do. I just don't think they know what to do instead. And
I get it. Look, I get it. I'm just as angry, right? I want to change what's happening here. But I got a bunch of people who are going out there saying, hey, what are we going to do? Right? Are we going to, divide the country? You got people out there saying, Texit. You got people out there saying, look, we've got to stand up and fight for this country. Or we got to say, what's our plan for freedom? You and I have talked about this repeatedly.
I know. Right?
What are we going to do? All I know is I have a son and I have a daughter and I want them to live free. And I'm doing everything I know how to do to get it there. And the speaker reflects the Republican conference. The American people need to understand
that's the truest thing said here. Well, there are a lot of
Yo, that was perfect because I was just enjoying the show. I wasn't even thinking about it, but this is a perfect interjection that you put right here. I love it. Yes, that's why he's so fired up.
A true thing said here, but that's the truest thing said right there is what you just said.
So
yeah.
All we're doing, I respect what Gates and my 4, 5, 6 brothers are doing right now because they want to change.
LV, I know he's not a good person. I'm just having a good time.
I respect friends of mine who went to the mic who are your heroes out.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I appreciate it though. I'm not diving off the deep end, but yeah, no, I'm just having a good time. But yeah, no, I know who Chip Roy is for sure.
Out there, ladies and gentlemen, who are taking a different position because we're trying to figure out how to navigate through a world in which Democrats control the Senate, the Republican conference in the Senate is garbage, the House Republican conference has a variety of views from all over the country with 221. But if people want to play this out in real time and deal with this every single minute and every single day on social media, don't think that that's somehow going to change the game. Because what we got to do is we have to actually define the fight. Look, somebody came in here earlier, one of my staffers, looking at the fact that one of my colleagues was carjacked 8 blocks from here last night in the nation's capital. And that individual, a woman, was like, what happened to a country where we can't even have order? You want to know what Ron DeSantis should be talking about as being the governor who can restore order as president of the United States, just like he's done repeatedly with hurricanes slamming into Florida. I don't want to keep playing the games, all this. Let's go play all the games because somebody's been indicted 12 times. And what did they do? Look, we got a governor that won by 1.5 million votes, won 62% of Hispanics, won 50% of single females, has been kicking butt, and could actually do the job of restoring order in this country and forcing the change. And what are we doing? We're going around in this like parade of personalities and celebrities and cult. It's absurd. And so I'm not going to do it. I'm not. This is not about personalities. What I'm going to do is keep laying out what I think we need to do to stop that little girl from getting trafficked while we're pissing around in this godforsaken town, to stop spending money we don't have, to stop turning over our sovereignty.
I think that, I mean, honestly, I think a lot of Republicans are embarrassed, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that, hold on. But yeah, no, I think that honestly, they're just embarrassed. How can they not be, man? Like I'm saying, bro, like they're looking really bad right now, man. They're looking really bad. And at the end of the day, they're just defeating themselves. Joe Biden is likely not going to have to do anything whatsoever once again because the Republican Party is so ridiculous. Now, I guess luckily Joe Biden has actually not been that bad. He hasn't been great, but on a few issues, he's been all right. You feel me? So, like, he can campaign on things like I gave workers the right to unionize. I brought hundreds of thousands of factory jobs back into the country, the CHIPS Act. I pulled the troops out of Afghanistan. So, like, just saying, like, there's stuff he can campaign on versus the Republican Party that's just like, so again, I think it's important for us to just keep our eyes on the prize, specifically in local elections. You know, let's get good people in office at the local level and build upward so that we can get some real change going on in this country. All right, now here we go. The largest healthcare strike in U.S. history could begin this week. Just as the Hollywood writers get back to work after 148 days on strike, another big work stoppage is on deck at hundreds of Kaiser Permanente hospitals and medical office buildings across the country. I'm just reading y'all comments a little bit. I gotta give y'all hilarious. Hold up. I gotta get back to this. All right. Why it matters. If Kaiser and a coalition of unions representing its workers don't reach a deal, a 4-day strike of about 75,000 employees could begin as soon as Wednesday morning. That's a significant amount of people. It would be the largest healthcare strike in U.S. history, according to the union. Striking workers would include nurses, radiology and x-ray technicians, ultrasound sonographers, and hundreds of other types of positions. Their contract expired September 30th. I'm about to have to give me some applesauce in a second. I'm about to have to sip on some applesauce. Hold up. All right, where we at? Strike locations: California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. Yes. Let's see where we at. Okay, here we go. My bad. I just read off where the strikes are at. California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. Talks are ongoing. A Kaiser spokesperson told Axios the parties, quote, agreed this morning to continue to meet through midday Tuesday if needed to reach an agreement, Kaiser said in a statement Monday. Excuse me. A strike is not inevitable, and it is certainly not justified. Okay. The union seemed less optimistic, saying in a statement Monday afternoon that it, quote, will go on strike. Since the pandemic, the healthcare industry has struggled with labor shortages and worker burnout, and unrest has grown. Is Libby in the chat? We started a little bit later. She may not be in the chat, but I already know she's all over this because she's a healthcare worker. She's a nurse, and she talks about this often. Well, she talks about issues that healthcare workers face often. And let's see. Last year, about 15,000 nurses went on strike for 3 days in what was believed to be the largest nursing strike in U.S. history. A top concern for Kaiser Union members is staffing shortages. Quote, it's distressful and frustrating that we don't have the staffing that's required to give people the quality of care that they deserve and that they need. Michael Ramey, an ultrasound technician and president of the OPEIU Local 30, told Axios San Diego reporter Kate Murphy. In a statement, Kaiser acknowledged industry-wide shortages and said it's aggressively recruiting to fill more positions. The company's already reached a deal with the union coalition to hire 10,000 new employees by the end of October and said it expects to reach that mark. If a strike does happen, the company said it has contingency plans in place that it has contingency plans in place and that hospitals and emergency departments will remain open. Okay, so again, let's go ahead and keep pushing. And again, that's what happens when the dam breaks. You know what I'm saying? And that's the power of doing the right thing and doing what's difficult and having courage. Because somebody got to do it first. And sometimes, if not oftentimes, that somebody got to be you. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what makes that's really what makes us leaders, and that's what makes those are the opportunities for everybody to stand up and be a leader, is to do what's difficult and to do what's right, even when it's uncomfortable. And then you get to learn and see, oh, this ain't so bad. But shout out to the striking healthcare workers. We stand with you. We support you. Now let's go ahead though, real quick. I got to get me some applesauce, and we about to take a quick little puff break. You know what I'm saying? We about to take a quick little smoke break in honor of all of these people. Hold on. It's house music month. It's house music Wednesday. You feel me? So we got to turn this shit back on. Okay, let me go ahead and get my applesauce real quick. You feel me? I'll be right back. It's fresh right here.
Selection Radio.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, in honor of Diane. we take this smoke break. You know what I'm saying? While I sip on my strawberry applesauce. Ooh. Yes, we gotta smoke one for Kevin. Smoke one for Kevin McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? So life, I don't particularly disagree. I certainly don't disagree. If it comes to it, it comes to it. You know what I'm saying? But yes, we jamming today. Hold on. I forgot where a lot of this stuff is on here. Here we go. Yes. Yes, here we go. My bad, y'all. This is a 2-hour mix, and I haven't listened to it in quite some time. Well, we just gonna jam out real quick while I load up the Yoda. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing no Yoda. We'll be loading up the Yoda. Here we go.
I tried Joy Starks 4 times. Each time I was turned down. Keep trying. Finally, picked
Woo! Yes. We had to smoke one for Kevin McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? And take a quick little sip for the brother. All right, let's get back to it. What we gonna get into next? All right. A little something, I guess. A little something better than nothing. You feel me? Like, we got to push him to do more. Man, that's a nice group. You know what I'm saying? Yes, $50 ounces. That sounds absolutely wonderful up there in Toronto. You know, and by mail, $50 ounces by mail. You see, man, Canada is just like you know, although it was, you know, once a very, very, very devoted to Britain. I don't know if that has changed much. I know it's not like technically, but you know, Canada just has this reputation of just, you know, just being this nice, cozy place where people are just cool and nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's beautiful. Canada's beautiful. But yes, let's go ahead and get into it. The Biden administration announces $9 billion in student debt relief. Move follows Supreme Court decision. Yeah, we got to keep on pushing them to do more. This follows a Supreme Court decision in June that took tens of thousands of dollars in debt relief off the table for millions of Americans. The Biden administration announced a new round of student loan relief that will wipe away $9 billion in debt for 125,000 Americans. The White House said it is providing it is providing new relief to targeted segments of the population, including $2.8 billion that will go to 51,000 borrowers who have made loan payments for at least 20 years. After $5.2 billion is being provided, thank you. After $5.2 billion is being provided to 53,000 people under the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, and $1.2 billion in debt will be discharged for 22,000 borrowers with permanent disabilities. Well, President Biden has long believed that college should be a ticket to the middle class, not a burden that weighs on families, the White House said in a statement. Today's announcement builds on all that the Biden-Harris administration has done to make college more affordable and ensure that student loans aren't a barrier to opportunity for students and families. So yeah, if we can push him to keep ramping that up, because he's forgiven more than that. So like, but what the Biden administration has been seeming to do is like, you know, forgive some here, forgive some there, forgive some there, forgive some here. So for as much as we can, we got to keep pushing the administration to do this. All right, what shall we do now? We got a few more today. Let's see. And again, it's just like, let's continue to see what Republicans are saying about their own party. Fox's Ari Fletcher straight up says the Republican Party today just can't govern after McCarthy ouster.
Yeah, I asked Congressman Cole that, and he said there's a long time between now and then, but, you know, it will clearly be in fundraising and everything else. Ari, the former president was mentioned before on Truth Social, said, why is it that Republicans are fighting among themselves, why they aren't fighting the radical left Democrats who are destroying our country? But asked about that specific post, Matt Gaetz said this to Aisha Hasni.
How do you respond to the former president?
I would say that my conversation.
Yeah, if we can get Biden to forgive like more and like more and more increments like that, then we can get him to erase a pretty decent chunk of debt. Especially when, again, he's probably definitely going to win re-election. So especially with another 4 years, like in those little increments, we could push that administration to eliminate a lot more than it seems like over time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's one thing that we definitely got to stay on him about, and two, to look for people who are running for House seats. If they if part of what their policy campaign is and their policy positions are to forgive student debt, but not just that, but to restructure the education system as a whole. So I think we should definitely be on the lookout for that.
Conversations with the former president leave me with great confidence that I'm doing the right thing.
And that's quite something, because McCarthy was former President Trump's guy. Arguably, he took a lot of heat for being too close to the former president.
Well, I think it's fair to say that you're only President Trump's guy temporarily. Nobody's President Trump's guy for a long time. But let me look at what's happened today. I want to step back in some perspective. I was at the White House when Senator Trent Lott, then the Senate Majority Leader, had to resign under pressure. And he was replaced, and life moved forward. The difference, though, was it was a much more unified Republican Party at the time. The Republican Party today just can't govern. Nancy Pelosi, with a 5-vote majority, she was able to govern. The Democrats have become the party of discipline, and the Republicans have become the party that lacks discipline. And the reason for that is this internal clash. You've got a Republican base that does want to shut it down, that does want to stop funds to Ukraine, that is angry, that wants to do something about the debt. So they cheer for Matt Gaetz because he's given them the speech they want to hear. But then when it comes time to vote, he cannot deliver the votes that he needs to get anything done. So there used to be a party called the Know Nothings, and now I think Matt Gaetz is leading a party called the Do Nothings, and that's where Republicans are.
And
So I'm saying, man, like they just they look terrible. They look horrible, and they're gonna keep looking horrible. But that's a lot of what makes them dangerous. But they absolutely are beatable, man. Let's just win. Let's do what we need to do and win.
So what is that?
That's best president of the United States.
All right, that's Donald Trump with his mugshot, right? It says never surrender.
Never surrender.
Okay, that is a picture of him surrendering to Georgia authorities, though, right?
Fair. He's the best president of America.
Okay, but that literally is a picture of him surrendering, right?
Yes. Yep.
See, man, like I've done like something I covered. It was like an event. It was some type of conservative event in Texas. I covered an event like that before, but I ain't doing nothing like that again, man. I'm not finna put myself in no position like that to get shot or to get jumped or to get something, because it almost went a little bad. Well, it kind of did go bad. We got the footage, but police ended up getting involved. Like, nah, that ain't for me. Let's see. Okay, hold up. Because a lot, there's I don't know about a lot, but there's a small amount of Republicans who are actually talking about Donald Trump being Speaker of the House. You know what I'm saying? Marjorie Taylor Greene leads Republicans in pushing for Trump to be next Speaker of the House. Bro, these people are so ridiculous. So we got Troy Nehls of Texas announced late Tuesday that he will file the paperwork needed to formally nominate Trump, noting in a statement that Trump, greatest president of my lifetime. You were alive when Reagan was president. Yo, man, these people, man, the bootlicking is, it's unbearable. It's so cringe. Like, damn, like y'all are diehard conservatives and you willing and you sitting up here talking about these people are sad. He says Kevin McCarthy will not be running again as Speaker. I nominate Donald Trump for Speaker of the House. Greg Stubb. Donald Trump for Speaker. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The only candidate for Speaker I am currently supporting is President Donald J. Trump. He will end the war in Ukraine. He will secure the border. He will end the politically weaponized government. He will make America energy independent again,
Because America just, we don't make any money off oil now. Like all sudden. When Democrats are in office, all of a sudden the military industrial complex, which is basically fused to the international oil industry and the American dollar, that somehow stops when Democrats are in office. No, it doesn't stop. It's permanent. We know this. Oh, she has more to say. What else did she say? Oh gosh, she has a lot to say. Hold up, I gotta show y'all this. Because I thought it was only going to be a couple of things, but no, oh no. Donald Trump about to do everything. Hold up, let's see. Let's check this out. All right. Okay, so we stopped at energy independent. I'm thinking, all right, it's gonna be 1 or 2 more lines. Nah. It ain't 1 or 2 more lines. Not at all. Look at that. So again, we stopped here. Now it continues.
He will pass my bill to stop transgender surgeries on kids and keep men out of women's sports. He will support our military and police, and so much more. He has a proven 4-year record as President of the United States of America. He received a record number of Republican votes of any Republican presidential candidate. We can make him Speaker and then elect him president. He will make America great again.
Bro, this woman is in the House of Representatives. Like, oh my God, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? The zombie apocalypse about to start. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's gonna be a tough time. That's going to be a real tough time for everybody. It's going to be survival of the fittest then, for real. The rules of the game about to change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene definitely want that. Okay. And yeah, there we go. But I mean, bro, like, man, Donald Trump is just... And there's still an entire year left of him just being him. You feel me? Like, being him. Hold up, we got some Jim Jordan. Extremely despondent Jim Jordan tells CNN McCarthy didn't deserve this.
I think Kevin recognizes that nobody can meet their demands, and the conference is going to have to figure out how we deal with 8 people that are here that candidly aren't interested in governing. They're more interested in, grifting.
Republicans who have been claiming to be fiscal conservatives just voted with every single Democrat in the House of Representatives. That would be the equivalent of every Republican voting for Nancy Pelosi. That's what they did.
Mr. Jordan, how disappointed are you with what happened here and Speaker McCarthy?
I thought it was unfair to Kevin. Kevin, I think, has done a fine job, and he and I came in together. He's a good man, and he didn't deserve this, in my judgment.
Will you run for Speaker?
That's a decision for the conference.
So are you open to it? So clearly leaving the option open there. So there will be a lot of talk about Jordan because some of the members on the far right have been pushing him. He is also aligned with a lot of McCarthy allies himself. So where Jordan goes remains to be seen. But he could have a race on his hand. There's still uncertain what Steve Scalise will do. He is the number.
Let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight. Ravana just texted me, and we will be going live. We will be going live in about an hour or so, yes. Oh, a little more than that, but yes, we going live. Me and Ravana are going live this afternoon, and we will be talking about the growing animosity towards the LGBTQ community in this country. We'll be talking a little bit about that. Now, Trump's niece says her uncle won't replace McCarthy as Speaker because it requires work. She be flaming him. She was replying to the tweet, one of the tweets we just went over. Donald will not replace Kevin McCarthy as Speaker. Being Speaker requires work. I'm working to expose Donald. He hates me for it. Support me by joining my newsletter. Link in bio. She like, nah. She just flat out. That's basically Mary Trump was just like, nah. He ain't trying to do that. Now, I haven't seen this. Let's check this out. Seth Meyers mocks McCarthy's Bring It On bluster with Matt Gaetz. People saying Biden's too old, but these guys aren't old enough.
Good evening. I'm Seth Meyers, and this is Late Night. How's everybody doing tonight? That's great to hear. In that case, let's get to the news. Former President Trump spent last night at Trump Tower after appearing at his civil fraud trial. It's good to be home, said Trump as he walked into the courtroom. On the first day of former President Trump's civil fraud trial, the New York Post reported that a large takeout order from McDonald's was brought into the courthouse. Wow, I knew he was in trouble, but I didn't know they were seeking the death penalty. During the opening of yesterday's trial, former President Trump's lawyer claimed that Trump's Mar-a-Lago club would sell for at least $1 billion. Oh, I'm sure he could get that just for what's in the shower. After Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz filed a resolution that would remove Kevin McCarthy from the speakership.
And see, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, that's all. It's stuff like
Matt
this.
Gaetz filed a resolution that would power.
It's stuff like this that's ultimately going to bring Trump down because he just can't help himself, man. Like, because he does stuff like this and thinks nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he says, fuck the judge who could put him in jail. Like, he's just an idiot. Like, and that's ultimately what's going to do him in.
After Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz filed a resolution that would remove Kevin McCarthy from the speakership, McCarthy tweeted, "Bring it on." And Gaetz replied, quote, "Just did." You know, a lot of people think Joe
Yeah,
Biden...
that's actually kind of hilarious. That, like, he said, yo, I'm going to get you up out of here. And he did. He did. Like, he was, you know, people were like, Kevin McCarthy ain't going nowhere. And Matt Gaetz was like, bro, I'm not playing with this dude. If he don't do what I'm telling him to do, I'm going to get him up out of here. He did. It's hilarious, man.
Biden is too old to govern, but it sounds like these guys aren't old enough. After Matt Gaetz announced the motion to remove Kevin McCarthy, McCarthy said Gaetz has, quote, personal things in his life that he has challenges with, like figuring out how to set his
Oh, that's going to be good. Dr. Rashad on Letterhack. That's going to be real good. I still got to hit Letterhack up.
Venmo to private. Hunter Biden was arraigned in Delaware today on federal gun charges. We now go live to the Fox News control room. I'm happy.
Yes, Dora, definitely. I hope you're feeling better tomorrow. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. But yes, do what you need to do. Relax, let yourself recuperate, and feel better soon.
Before him, they've had
Immediately.
I've had a rough time recently. It's nice they get a little light. Justice Clarence Thomas yesterday recused himself from a Supreme Court decision for the first time, not because he had a conflict of interest, just because he had a fishing trip planned. It would have been rude to cancel because someone else paid for it. Oh, you'd cancel on a wealthy friend? A wealthy friend would fly you private to a fishing trip and you would cancel? I think not. This poor man, you judge this poor man, a pauper. A pauper who can only fish if a wealthy patron.
You said, I'm reading y'all comments and stuff like that. But nah, man, but you know what's sad is the more people like because Trump watches these things, man. Trump watches these things. He's going to continue to absolutely lose his damn mind, man. Donald Trump is just, I'm telling you, man, he's his own worst enemy. At this point, like Donald Trump's ultimate saving grace, his ultimate saving grace was that he had enough of the base and enough of his base and enough of the country that he could get back in office. But his ultimate issue is, man, he can't stay out of trouble. He can't stop making the wrong people mad, bro. Like, it's like, bro, you got all these felony charges. I mean, like, how many fines can you really afford to pay? And then he be up late tripping off stuff like, oh, they're saying bad things about me on MSNBC. Of course they are. And then even like on Fox News, like he be up talking about Fox News. Like, bro, Fox News is still kissing your ass. And you the reason Fox News running up after your tail is the reason why they had to cough up almost $1 billion, why they had to get rid of Tucker Carlson. You feel me? Like, so like it's like, man, Donald Trump is he's a disaster. And he's just a man, bro. Like, and he has too much time ahead of him before this general election. Like, I don't see how he's not gonna continue to bury himself, because that's what he does. And the biggest mistake Donald Trump ever made in his life was becoming president. That's the biggest mistake he ever made. If he never would have became president, nobody would have cared about none of this, bro. Nobody would have cared about any of this. Like, because he would have just remained a clown. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, everybody, for joining. Me and Rayvana will be live very soon. I got this mix on. We're going to go back and jam again because we got this house mix on today. But me and Rayvana are going to be discussing some of the policies and legislation that red states have carried out against the LGBTQ community. Talk about the culture war. Talk about the repercussions that has in the real world. We're going to talk about that in about an hour and a half. My bad, y'all. I'm over here skipping through this mix because I got this giant mix. But we're going to take one more hit. We got to take another hit for Kevin, man. Pour out some liquor for Kevin McCarthy, man. Pour out some liquor for Kevin McCarthy. Okay, this is what we gonna do. Me and Ray, we typically go on at 3 p.m. Eastern time. On this channel, we'll be on this channel. Yeah, man, like this man, Donald Trump is just like it. I think this is also a very good point. And it's true. You feel me? Like like 2016 was some years ago, man. It was 2016. It's not 2016, man. People know what's up with Trump. And the closer we get to election day, the more it's just gonna be like. But yeah, me and Ray we gonna go on at 3 p.m. Maybe 3:30. I'll put up a countdown. I'll put up like a timer countdown so you'll be able to see it before it goes on. But yeah, that's about when we'll go on, because I kind of want to take a little break real quick. Eat a little something, you know what I'm saying? But again, I think that there's a lot of opportunity. And what I'm excited about doing with this community that we're building together again is building a platform that's really designed and focused on local politics and community service efforts. Because so much change can happen at the local level so much faster, because there's just not as many levels of government to deal with. There's not as much bureaucracy. It's a smaller government. And, you can prove systems out and build them upwards. And I think that that's very important. It's very important. So, hold on, what we got? Ooh. Man, I don't know if y'all know what Solection is, but I've been listening to them for years, but they got the tunes, man. Here we go. We gonna listen to some slowed down Afro beats real quick.